This video app review is brought to you by the iPhoneAppReview.com.
Hey guys, Philip Chan for the iPhone App Review, taking a look at a little app today called WordChill. This is a Norwegian app available for free with a premium version as well on iOS. Works for devices running iOS 5.1 or later. People who like word games like Scrabble or Pictionary, anything like that, may actually like this one. A lot of interesting stuff you can do with it. You're basically trying to build up on a board, score enough points against your opponent who's playing on another screen, who's also trying to use similar letters. The same one, I have to use an A, they have to use an A to score points, but on a different board, so they're building different words during that time. Whoops, and there are illegal moves as well you got to watch out for. Definitely a fun game, definitely a lot of stuff here. Let me go back to the main menu and show you some of the features. There is a friends option. You can add friends. Initially you will need to, and that's the best way actually, if you know your friend's email account you're both playing, you can add it and actually start games right away. You will need to be connected to Wi-Fi or some sort of data plan to get it to work. There is a neat little tutorial. There's this one right here. It's alright. There's also one that's a flip screen one you can look at. It's a little more easy on the eyes. Pretty decent graphics, and gameplay is pretty fun. Takes a little while to get used to. You need to sit down with it, but it's definitely worth checking out. Initially, I think I mentioned you will need to register. That's something that is important to remember. And it's a really easy one-click registration. Don't worry about having to sit in and type in a lot of CAPTCHAs or image verification stuff. Here's some of the different game options. You can play 4x4 all the way up to an 8x8 game board. There's also extra challenges if you want a different direction game board, downward diagonal, bidirectional, all diagonals, and different numbers of opponents, which is also quite cool. You can add, it's not just 1v1. You can also set up random as well and let other people contact you. So, very neat stuff. Let me show you a little more of the game. I'm setting up one here that you'll see between two different of my own devices. And once again, this is WordChill for iOS. Alright, so here you see I've received an invitation on my other device to play on a 4x4 board. This is what you'll see when you invite someone to play WordChill. Go ahead and hit accept, and then it should go ahead and load up. So here's the actual main game screen of WordChill. I'm not going to go through an entire game here because it will involve me using multiple devices back and forth. It's going to be a little tricky, but hopefully you guys can get an idea for kind of the layout. Now we're using a 4x4 board here. These can be expandable all the way up to 8x8, and there's different designs for the boards. You can tell it's pretty standard, but there's other ones that will make it a little more complicated, a little more fun. That's my user up there, the other user. This is my user right here. It's my turn to select a letter. Here's the letters we can select from: play, clear, test, and menu. Also, English, initial game, 0 per letter. Okay, so I'll go ahead and select a letter. You can drag it wherever you want. Put it somewhere good. Okay, and then I think I go ahead and hit play. Now, there is these pop-ups you'll get if you're using the free version. They're really not that annoying. I would just recommend going with it. And so next up, it's the other person's turn. And that's kind of how WordChill goes. They'll go ahead and try to build off of that, and we'll see that in a second. And so here, I've had to go ahead and place an A as well. You notice you see different things on the boards, but it says my other user placed an A, and then you must place an A as well. So we keep going back like that. We'll actually form a word here. I'll form at, and you can actually hit test and see if it actually give you points. Okay, and 2 right there. So we'll go ahead and drag that back. And we've placed the A. The feature that's included in the game is a chat feature. If you want to talk with your opponents, just spam some chat, hit send, and it's almost like a little text message sort of system. Go back to our main game. Here we are again. There's different languages you can also set up. It's not just English. It is initially a Norwegian game. I believe languages, there is multiple language support, English and Norwegian dictionaries with more languages to come. And you can also test out and see. I'll go ahead and clear the board. Whoops. And if you move one over, you can hit test and see how many points you get, and then play it there if you actually choose to. And so both you and your opponent have to play the same letter initially, but then you're building different words. So their little catchphrase here is our letters, my words. It's kind of a difference between something like Scrabble where you're all on the same board. Here you're actually building on different boards with the same type of board. Pretty neat little game. WordChill is a neat one. It's best if you have a friend to play with, and then you can just kind of one screen, another screen. That's the idea here. It's a little more difficult to find opponents online. You need a lot of players. I haven't seen a whole lot on here. But if you have friends who want a Scrabble style game, tired of Words with Friends or something like that, I definitely think this is one that's worth checking out. Alright guys, Philip Chan here for iPhone app reviews, taking a look at WordChill. Solid 4 out of 5 app. Later guys.